Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And today I am doing an episode on going through the awards on the Academy Awards that happened not this last Sunday, but the Sunday before. So it's been a week and a half since the Oscars. Uh, I already did a video predicting, giving my predictions of what I think was going to win. Then I gave a video just last week, kind of just giving my thoughts on the Academy Awards, the award show itself. And this is my last video I'll do on the Academy Awards, just going through the categories and kind of explaining what I predicted, what I got wrong, what I got right, and what I thought about that. Which I wasn't sure if I should do another video on the Academy Awards because evidently nobody saw the award show. Even people I know that like movies didn't watch the award show. Um, and I don't know if anybody cares about the Oscars. I don't think anybody really cares. I don't even care that much, but still, it's an old tradition. Watching the Oscars, predicting, and all this. So I don't know. I still like to go through my predictions and what happened, what I got right, and what I got wrong, and what I think happened. Anyway, so this will be my last video on the Academy Awards, and there's probably no reason to talk about it again. But so I'm going through each category. I printed this off of I think the Oscars website or something, so it's kind of random order somewhat of the awards here. So I'm just going from top to bottom, not exactly in any order that actually happened on the show. I made 20 predictions on the Oscars. There's like 23 awards, but 3 of the awards are shorts: short animation movie, or animated short, live action short, and documentary short. And I just know nothing about the shorts, so I don't really have any way of really predicting who's going to win those. And I don't really care about the shorts. I don't think anybody does. It's like one of those categories which I understand why they even have an Oscars for them, because nobody cares about the shorts. I mean, except for the people that are in the industry, maybe. And nobody cares about the speeches of people that win the shorts, really. The only thing I'll say is that sometimes somebody will direct a short and maybe win an Oscar, get nominated, and then they will give it, get their kind of notoriety from that, and then get a job directing a full-length movie, and that's happened quite a bit, and they've had success. I know Taika Waititi was one. He directed a short, got nominated, and then he eventually was directing and writing his own movies, and eventually kind of made it big with some of his movies here in America. Of course, eventually got to direct a Thor Ragnarok, which was a huge hit, and really kind of put his name out there as a great director. And then did Jojo Rabbit and got won an Oscar for screenplay, original screenplay, or adapted screenplay. I think he won for adapted screenplay and got nominated for, I think, director maybe. Or anyway, so you can go from shorts to being a famous, live, being a feature film director. So, but still, I'm not going to go over any of the shorts, but I'll go over the other ones. Some I don't have a lot of thoughts on. Some I have more thoughts on. Overall, of the 20 predictions I made, I got 12 right. So a little over half. I don't know if that looks great, but I feel like this was the hardest Oscars to predict I've ever had. I predict about every Oscar since, like I said, since the mid 90s. I've always like trying to, not maybe I won't watch the movies, but I'll at least listen to people talk about the movies, read about the movies, hear other people's predictions and ideas, and try to come up with my own. Part of the prediction is just who's winning the awards. Of course, that's the easiest way. Who's winning the Golden Globe? Who's winning the SAG? The Critics' Choice? Just who are critics talking about the most? I pay attention to that. Some of it's politics. I try to think of like, have they, been nominated many times before but never won? Are they due for a win? Or have they won before? Have they won a couple Oscars already? And so sometimes, you have to take in the fact that maybe they don't want to give them another Oscar. They want to get someone else. And sometimes it's just, maybe what race they are. We don't give too many Oscars to white people, so let's give it to this person because they're not white. Or just politics. This person's a Republican, so let's not give it to them. Let's give it to someone else who is more out there, is a Democrat, liberal. So you have to take all that in, because it's partly who's the best actor, who's the best actress, who's the best whatever. Part of it is politics and who do you like the best, So you never know. But yeah, so 12 out of 20. At first, funny, if the first like two awards were the screenplays, and I got both screenplays wrong, my prediction. And so I was like, oh man, I'm doing terrible. I missed the first two awards, not looking good. And then I got like 5 or 6 in a row right or something like that. And I thought, wow, I'm doing really good. I'm like nailing all these other awards. And then later in the show, I missed like the last couple awards, and I was doing pretty bad towards the end. So I kind of did bad again. At first, I thought, man, maybe I'll make 18 out of 20, but then no, I ended up 12 out of 20, which I don't know if that's good or not. You know, I think it maybe hopefully it's okay. I usually do pretty good on my predictions, but like I said, this was a hard one. So the first category I got on my sheet here is Best Actor in a Leading Role. So one of the major awards on the show. It ended up going to Anthony Hopkins for the movie The Father. As you know, this was the last award of the show, in which out of the 5 nominees, Anthony Hopkins was the only one who didn't show up at the awards. And so they had to just, and that had the end of the show just saying, well, we accept the award on his behalf. You know, goodbye. That was it. No great speech. You know, really anticlimactic into the Oscars. And then Anthony Hopkins did a video the next day kind of thanking, you know, for winning the award and basically apologizing for, you know, beating Chadwick Boseman for it, you know, and how he has respect for Chadwick Boseman and all this. So I think he was generally surprised and didn't think he was going to win, and so he didn't show up. But I don't know if he showed up last year he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, I believe, the year before for Two Popes, and I believe he didn't show up for that either. And most of his nominations, I don't know if he ever showed up. I think he did show up for his win for Silence of the Lambs back in '91. I think I've seen clips of him accepting that speech or accepting that award. So he has shown up before, I think, but it seems like lately he doesn't show up. I don't know if it's just because he's gotten older and just like, who cares? And I don't want to leave, you know, my home in Wales for an award show, or just doesn't put much into award shows. You never know, but it's disappointing when they don't show up and accept the award and give a speech. In fact, I think I've heard a comedian say, like, you know, yeah, if they don't show up, they shouldn't get the award. If you don't show up, then they should, you know, give the award to the next person. And I kind of agree with that. Like, for me, if you don't show up, if you don't put enough effort to show up, then why should we give you the award? You know, we're honoring you with this award, and you're not going to respect us enough to show up. Then it's like you don't deserve the award, kind of, in a way. I don't know. So I'd rather them just say, oh, he's not here. Let's give it to the next, you know, who came in second, rather than give it to somebody who's not even there to accept it. Obviously, there's some reasons why people don't accept it. If they're on their deathbed or if they've died, obviously they can't accept it. And I thought when I saw Anthony Hopkins win there, I thought, oh man, is he like not doing well? Is he doesn't want to travel maybe because he's, you know, older, and or I don't know, something's going on. He can't come to the award show, you know. But then when he did a video the next day, I thought, oh no, he's fine. He totally could have showed up. He just didn't want to. So, you know, it's disappointing. My prediction was Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which I'm sure everybody predicted. Everybody I knew predicted that. I think he was winning I feel like he won most of the awards. I heard some predictors say Anthony Hopkins had the chance to win it, like he was the next in line after Chadwick Boseman, which I was kind of surprised because you know, I never thought Anthony Hopkins would win another award. That was, you know, I felt like his prime was in the 80s, 90s, you know, with Remains of the Day, A Room with a View, and then he won for Silence of the Lambs, and then he was nominated for like Amadeus, Nixon, some of those movies, and he's been around for, you know, he's always been in movies, kind of more supporting parts, but he was never one that was a major contender for Oscars and stuff like that for a really long time, until last, like a year ago, I believe, 2019, I believe he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Two Popes. And it was like, oh wow, he got a nomination. This is probably the last movie role he's gonna get nominated for. You know, what an honor for, you know, a really great actor. And then the very next year he does The Father, and he actually wins the Oscar for Best Actor. It's you know, to me it was a big shock that he won it, because I just thought, you know, it's just he's just not in the, you know, limelight like some of these others. And he's not an up-and-comer, of course. He's this guy that's been around for a long time. Hasn't really been that relevant to me in movies that much in the last decade. So I'm totally surprised that he came in and won a second Oscar for Best Actor. And of course, we all thought Chadwick Boseman was going to win. We even think the Oscars probably thought he was going to win. That's why they made it last, because they figured Boseman would win. His widow would come up there and give a really passionate speech about him, and it'd be a great way to honor Chadwick Boseman since he just died this last year. He was even in the memoriam for the Oscars, so it's too bad he didn't win. Like, I wasn't crazy about Chadwick Boseman's performance, but yeah, it was like, yeah, them a nice, sentimental vote, get him a win, kind of like with what they did with Heath Ledger, and there was nobody in this category that really wowed me so much that I was pulling for one person. But anyway, so I got that wrong. Thing that also about Anthony Hopkins, he has two kind of historical things there, is that he's the oldest winner of the Best Actor award at 83 years old. I mean, so that's pretty incredible. You don't usually get people that old to win the Oscar. I think the previous oldest Oscar winner was Christopher Plummer for The Beginners. I think he was like 80 years old. So, and that was his Best Supporting Actor win for him. And so that's pretty incredible, winning at 83 years old. And you would think he'd be at the end of his career, but I mean, he keeps making movies, so it'd be interesting how longer he can go and perform and put in these great performances. Also, I think there's been 10 actors that have won 2 Oscars for Best Actor in the History Academy Awards. So that's pretty incredible, being one of 10 actors to win 2 Best Actor awards. Because I believe there was Spencer Tracy did it, and then Frederick March, and Gary Cooper, Marlon Brando, Jack Nicholson, Sean Penn, Tom Hanks, Daniel Day-Lewis, Dustin Hoffman, and now Anthony Hopkins. So I believe that's the 10 that's won 2 Best Actor Oscars. All right, so let's go on to the next award, Best Supporting Actor. It went to Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah, and that's my prediction, so I got that one right. That was a pretty easy one. He's won all the awards up to this point. Everybody knew he was kind of going to win. Playing this historical figure, I guess Fred Hampton, I believe, that started the Black Panther Party, and so I haven't seen the movie, don't know a lot about it, but obviously Academy really liked that movie. Got a lot of nominations and a couple wins, including the Best Supporting Actor. Daniel Kaluuya, I mean, it's fine. I haven't seen the performance, but I thought he was good in Get Out. He got his Oscar nomination for Best Actor for Get Out, and I thought that was a good Oscar nomination. I was kind of happy for him to win, because I thought he did a pretty good job. He's an actor I never heard of. It came out of nowhere for me until he Get Out, and then he was like in Black Panther, and then now he won. So it's kind of incredible that he kind of came out of nowhere, and now he's an Oscar winner. But the only thing is Paul Raci from Sound of Metal was the one I wish would win, because I thought he was great in Sound of Metal. And he was a guy I never heard of, never seen before, and just kind of came out and just gave this great performance. So I was kind of pulling for him, but, that's fine. Like I said, I haven't seen Daniel Kaluuya in the movie, but so that's Best Supporting Actor. Best Actress in a Leading Role. Second to last award of the show went to Frances McDormand for Nomadland. This was another big surprise, kind of to me. Maybe it shouldn't be a surprise. I heard people saying that she was in the running for, winning it. There wasn't really a clear front runner on this award. In fact, to me, this was the hardest one to predict, because there was nobody really dominating it. Because we had Andra Day won the Golden Globe for the United States for Billie Holiday. And I don't know if it was Viola Davis maybe won the SAG or got tied for the SAG. So I think Viola Davis was definitely in there for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And then I hear a lot of people say Carey Mulligan from Promising Young Woman was very good. And a lot of people were, in fact, predicting her to win this award. So I definitely thought Carey Mulligan was in the running, even though she hadn't really been winning any awards. But she's a good actress I've seen in other movies, so I wouldn't be like, yeah. I haven't seen Promising Young Woman, so I don't know. I have seen Nomadland. I have seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, so I knew those 2 performances. And I thought Viola Davis definitely still gave, even though I didn't like the movie, I still thought Viola Davis gave a good performance. And she's an actress that's always been great, just about anything I see her in. I think she should have won for the movie Help for Best Actress. She got beat by Meryl Streep for Iron Lady, which I didn't think that was right. Though I think Meryl Streep should have won for other awards, so you never know. She deserved one too, probably Meryl Streep, but I didn't think for that movie. Yeah, so I predicted Viola Davis winning this award. So I was kind of disappointed that it went to Frances McDormand, and I was shocked to me because she just won Best Actress award for Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, not too long ago, less than 5 years ago. It seemed like. So I was kind of, and she already won 2 Oscars for Best Actress. So I thought, it was one of those things where, to me, I thought more of politics. Like, are they going to give a third Oscar to this person? Are they that good to get a third Oscar? And they just won one not too long ago. Don't they want to give someone else an Oscar? So I don't know. I just thought that was going to go in their minds, but I guess not. They gave it to her, so evidently they liked it better than I did, her performance, which I didn't really care for at all for Nomadland personally in this. So I got that one wrong. It's funny, after she won, my dad texted me, like, Frances McDormand won Best Actress for Crapping in a Bucket, and which I thought was pretty funny because it's so true. If you've seen Nomadland, or if you haven't seen it, there's a scene where she goes into her trailer and she goes to the bathroom in a bucket. She pulls her pants down and just, I don't know if she has diarrhea or she craps in a bucket. And it's just like, when you're watching, you're just like, oh my God, that's one image I never want to see in my life, is an old, middle-aged lady, crapping in a bucket. And she won an Oscar for it. That's what you have to do to win an Oscar, I guess. I think, what's his name? Jeff Daniels should have been nominated for Dumb and Dumber because he had a great, diarrhea scene in that movie. So yeah, when you think of that, like, I don't know where are we going? Where have we come from? How is this the Best Actress, winner to me? And in fact, that was the part of the movie where, if I be honest, I've only watched half of Nomadland. I've got about halfway through, and it was that point where Frances McDormand craps in a bucket that I was like, I'm out. I can't do it anymore. I gotta stop watching this. This is too bad. This is too terrible of a movie. Anyway, so I know at some point I always tell myself I'm gonna watch it, but I haven't got myself to do it yet. Anyway, so Frances McDormand wins for Nomadland. Then we got Best Supporting Actress, and went to an actress. I'm not gonna pronounce her name right, but it's like Yoo Jung Yoon or something like that. It's a Korean. She's a Korean actress. She won for Minari, which is a movie about a Korean family. I guess she plays like the kooky old grandma in it. I don't know a lot about Minari, but it's just a Korean family in Nebraska being farmers. So I don't know what the big deal about the movie is or anything. Could be good. Who knows? If it ever gets on streaming channels, I'll watch it. But I predicted this one correct. I predicted her to win. And this is another one where this is a really hard category because I heard I think she won the SAG award, Yoo Jung Yoon, or whatever. I think so. She's won before, and I know a lot of people talk about how great she is in the movie. People talked about Amanda Seyfried and Mank, which I've seen Mank. Amanda Seyfried's okay. I didn't think it was anything great. People talked about Olivia Colman, the father, but I said Olivia Colman just won a Best Actress award just a couple years ago for The Favorite. So I thought, are they going to give Olivia Colman another Oscar in the last 3 years or something? Again, I guess they will. I always think, surely they won't, but then they always surprise me. But some people thought Olivia Colman could win it. Glenn Close, to me, is the one I think that should have won this for Hillbilly Elegy. She was so good in that movie. Totally transformed herself. Unrecognizable. You had no idea it was Glenn Close. I mean, it looked like a total new character. And then when you see the actual picture of the character at the end of the movie, you go, wow, she totally nailed the character. I mean, the look and everything. And really did. Just a really powerfully emotional, I thought, part. I thought best performance I've seen of her. And it's one of the best performances I've seen in the last, 10 years, I think, at least, if not more. I mean, she really should have won for this. And she's an actress who's been nominated many times and never wins. So I'm like, I don't know why they didn't give it to Glenn Close here. She definitely deserved it. But I know Hillbilly Elegy is very hated by liberals, don't like it. The critics gave it a really bad score because I guess they thought it was too conservative of a movie, even though it really isn't. So unfortunately, she didn't win. But yeah, so then it could have gone to a number of these, but so I was kind of happy I got that one right. That was one I wasn't sure of, so I was like, all right. When I got that one, I'm like, all right, I'm doing pretty good now. But then, of course, I missed the Best Actress, Best Actor, so I wasn't. Best Animated Feature Film went to Soul. That was the one I predicted. Everybody thought so. I didn't like Soul, but I know everybody else that watches it loves Soul and think it's one of the best Pixar movies ever. So I'm sure that's going to win. And Yeah, not much to say there, but it did. There wasn't any movie I saw animated wise that was really that good that year, this last year. So to me, it's been a disappointing year for animated movies. Then we got best cinematography. This one, I'm kind of surprised I got wrong. I predicted Nomadland because Nomadland didn't have a lot going for it except that everybody said, "Oh, it's so beautiful." There's a lot of footage of the scenery and stuff like that, and there's lots of using natural light. And so I thought, well, it didn't have much as far as plot or screenplay or acting. I didn't think so. The one thing maybe it has going for Nomadland is the cinematography. Everybody talks about. So and plus I knew it was going to win best picture, so I thought, why wouldn't they just give it to cinematography? So I was pretty shocked they didn't win that. It ended up going to Mank again, which I was like, I don't remember Mank being that great cinematography wise, but I guess people thought it was. I don't know, because it was a black and white movie, and then people like black and white movies as far as cinematography for some reason. So I don't know if that's why Mank won, but So I missed that one. And then best costume design. Again, I got wrong. I went to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I predicted Mank because I just thought Mank was going to win a couple awards. It was nominated for like 10 awards. So I thought, oh, surely it'll win like 2 of them probably. And one of these, one of these awards, like, cinematography, costume, set production, whatever these, what do you call them? Technical awards. I thought it would some technical awards because it's about old Hollywood. So the Academy loves giving Oscars to movies about old Hollywood. So I figured I'd get some. So I predicted Mank for best costume. It went to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which is totally fine. I think a lot of these movies could have won. I didn't really know who was going to win this one because Emma was I never heard of, but it's going to be like a Victorian English movie, so there's going to be a lot of nice dresses in that. The Mulan I haven't seen, but I know there's a lot of period, Chinese outfits. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, he had good costumes, so yeah, I'm not surprised that won there. It could have gone either way. Okay, then I got Best Director. I went to Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, which I predicted. I think everybody knew she was probably going to win. No surprise there. Interesting, when she won, they said she's the first woman of color to win Best Director, which she's Chinese, so I didn't know Chinese is a color. I guess that was a new one for me. I was like, oh, I thought they'd just say she's the second woman ever to win. Kathleen Bigelow won for The Hurt Locker back in 2009. And so I thought they'd say, well, she's the second woman to win, first Chinese woman to win. She's got that going for her for sure. But woman of color, I thought that was kind of weird to say, but I was like, okay. She's a foreign-born director again. And, of course, I said Nomadland. I hated that movie, so I thought she's a terrible director. And I think I've only seen 2 things from her, and they've both been some of the worst movies I've ever seen. So I think she's possibly maybe one of the worst directors ever, and she's got an Oscar. So that's what tells you about the Academy Awards. They don't know what good movies are anymore. So many things I want to say about director. One about Chloe Zhao. I never heard of her really, except after she got nominated for this, and then I looked her up, and she did a movie a couple years ago called The Rider, which is a movie you probably never heard of. It was a independent kind of movie, never came out in any theaters around here, at least in Kansas. Probably very limited release. Nobody ever really talked about it, except at the very end of the year, I heard several critics list that did or people that I listen to on podcasts and YouTube videos that watch a lot of movies, are kind of somewhat professional movie critics. Quite a bit of them had The Rider in their top 10 favorite movies of the year. And so that's when I was like, oh man, this Rider must be a good movie. All these people put it at the top. So I ended up checking out the library, and I watched about 15 minutes of it, and I thought, this is the most boring movie I've ever tried to watch, and I couldn't watch anymore. I watched about 15 minutes, and I was like, this is too excruciating to watch. It's just horrible. It's just, nothing's going on. It's just a lot of characters just sitting around doing nothing. There's really not much of a plot to really be said of. I thought, this is so terrible. I didn't know it was Chloe Zhao that directed that movie until now. I just remember thinking, man, who I don't understand why anybody liked this movie, but people did. I mean, the critics did. I don't think any, normal moviegoer would like that movie. I can't imagine, anyways, because I can probably sit through, more boring movies than most people because I watch so many of them. And I like to try to watch the movies that people, get nominated for and that critics like. So I'll watch movies that aren't very good just because I want to say, hey, I saw this movie that got an award or something. I'm weird that way. Normal people wouldn't watch anything unless it's good. So I'd say definitely don't watch The Rider. It's a terrible movie. Anyway, so then it was funny. I was like, oh, this totally makes sense. Nomadland is such a terrible, boring movie where nothing happens. You just you're just watching people just sitting around doing nothing or walking around doing nothing. There's really no plot, nothing interesting ever happens in that movie. So far, I'd say I've seen about half the movie, nothing interesting happens. And there's movies that you can watch about 15 minutes and you go, this is a terrible movie. I've only seen 15 minutes, but I can already tell you this is a terrible movie. And I thought that both of The Rider and Nomadland. So Chloe Zhao has done it twice for me where I can watch 15 minutes and say, that's a terrible movie. So good for her. She won an Oscar for making two really terrible movies. So it's unfortunate, I think. Also saying about director, interesting, like I was just thinking, I didn't do any research. I should have done some, but I was thinking about how many directors are foreign born that win the Oscar for Best Director, especially in the last 10 years. Almost every single Oscar winner is a foreign born director, and that's just kind of interesting to me. Like, it's just a kind of interesting phenomenon that all our best directors are coming from other countries and aren't American. You would think most of them would be American, or most that get nominated are probably American. So it's interesting, though, that I don't know the Academy loves directors from other countries more, I think, or like their vision more for some reason. And maybe that's part of why I don't like the Academy Awards so much the last 10 years, because not that it's anything wrong with being foreign born. You can still be a good director, I'm sure, but a lot of the movies I've won Best Director I've hated. So not all of them. Some of them have been good, but most of them have been not that good. I was thinking the only, maybe American, I think, I don't know if there has been one. I was thinking the director for La La Land might have been American. Chazelle, his name was like Chazelle or something like that. He sounded like a foreign-born director, but I think he might have been American. But he sounded, French or something. But here we got, Chloe Zhao is Chinese. Last year, Boon Joon-ho, I believe his name was, won for Parasite. I think he was, Korean, maybe. So I think he won last year, and then I think the year before was, I said, Chazelle won. Then the year before that, I think Guillermo del Toro won for The Shape of Water. Of course, he's Mexican. Then I'm forgetting names, but I know the director for Roma, I think he was from Mexico. He won Best Director. Then the year before that was Inarritu or something, I think his name was, and he might have been from Mexico too. I know he was a Spanish director, Spanish or Latino director, and I think he won for the Birdman. I don't know if he won for The Revenant, but I think he won two. And then the same guy who won for Roma, I think, won for Gravity. So you go back and I can't remember any. It's always somebody from another country. It's just kind of interesting, I thought, to note that seems to be a real big trend right now, is foreign-born directors winning the Oscar. I don't know why that is, just the way it is. I don't know if there's any reason for it. I just now thinking, I forgot to say about Frances McDormand winning Best Actress. I'm going back to Best Actress because I just now thought about it. She's won 3 Oscars for Best Actress, which is, very historical and a very big event. And it was weird that, when she gave her award, it should have been this really great, moment for her. I think she might have been surprised maybe for winning because she didn't seem that prepared. And of course, she gave a speech right before that for Best Picture because she spoke for some reason for the Best Picture. And so maybe she didn't think she was going to speak again, so she gave her speech for the Best Picture. So then when she got the Best Actress, she wasn't really ready for a big speech, which it seems like they should have. She should have been more emotional, man, because winning 3 actress Oscars is a huge deal. Only person who's ever done it before was Katharine Hepburn. Besides that, nobody else has won more than 2 Best Actress awards. And only 7 people have won 3 Oscar awards, acting-wise. With Frances McDormand, Katharine Hepburn's won 4 Best Actresses. Meryl Streep won 2 Best Actresses, 1 Best Supporting Actress. Jack Nicholson won two best actor, one best supporting actor. Daniel Day-Lewis won 3 Best Actor awards, only one to do that. Ingrid Bergman won 2 Best Actresses and the Best Supporting Actress award. And then Walter Brennan won 3 Best Supporting Actor awards. So that's only 7 people that ever won 3. So that's a pretty big deal for Frances McDormand. And I don't know, of course, she won not too long ago for three billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. And I remember her speech then I didn't think was very good. She was kind of weird. And she was kind of weird this time too. I don't understand. I don't know if she's a weird person, but I do get that feeling just from seeing her speeches lately, because she said something about my word is my sword and my sword is my work, and I love to work. And I was like, what does that mean? Your sword, your word, what? It was just a weird speech for her. And it was only like a minute. She only took like a minute and then said thank you and then left. And it was weird. It's like, well, usually Best Supporting Actress is like this or Best Actress is usually like the most emotional award of the night. They're usually crying. They're usually so emotional and so passionate about, and they usually take like 5 minutes for their speech because they've been waiting for all their life. Of course, she's done it 2 other times, so maybe she's like, oh, another award. This is, normal. Just I always win at Oscars now. But still, it puts Frances McDormand as one of the all-time great actresses ever. And, I said category 7 people and only 2 actresses to do it. 3 Best Actress awards. I mean, it's been Frances McDormand is one of the greatest actresses ever. She's in the running right now, so that's pretty incredible. Anyways, I just wanted to say that because I forgot to talk about it before. So we got Best Documentary Feature. I got my things out of order here. It went to a documentary that I haven't seen. I haven't watched any of these documentaries, but it went to a documentary called My Octopus Teacher, which is on Netflix, I believe. So I don't know. I might watch that at some point, but I don't quite understand. It's about a guy who studies or he has a friendship with an octopus or something. I don't know. So I don't know any of these documentaries, but I heard My Octopus Teacher, people thought it might win, so I predicted it, and I got that one right. So I just, dumb luck there, I got that one right. Best Film Editing, I predicted The Trial of the Chicago 7, ended up going to Sound of Metal, so I was a little surprised there. I didn't know Sound of Metal was going to be, it won 2 Oscars. I thought maybe it would win 1. And then Trial of Chicago 7, I figured would win like 2 Oscars, because I thought it was pretty popular. I thought it was the best movie out of all these that are nominated. So I was for sure they would win something, but I was surprised that I think they got shut out. They didn't win any, and they got nominated for a lot of the big ones. So I was kind of surprised because they usually, lately the Oscars likes to kind of share the awards around or spread the awards around. Not one really dominates anymore. Usually, because there's like there's 8 to 9 usually Best Picture nominees, so they usually try to get all the nominees. At least 1 Oscar. So I was surprised Trial of Chicago 7 just got shut out, which is too bad. And so I thought Film Editing was going to be one where they would have a good chance at it. Because I didn't think any of the nominees were anything great in the film editing part. Best International Feature Film used to be called Best Foreign Film. Now it's called International Feature Film. Went to a film called Another Round, which I predicted right. Which everybody pretty much predicted that one. It's one I heard a lot of people get on like the top 10 favorite movies of the year list. It was a movie I've heard like all critics love this movie. I haven't seen. I think you can watch it on like Hulu or something like that, so it's available. And the director who directed Another Round got a directing Oscar nomination, which is pretty shocking. That you get a best director for a movie that wasn't nominated for Best Picture is very rare. So obviously, if it got a Best Director Oscar nomination, it's probably going to win Best Foreign Film or International Feature Film. So. No surprise there. Makeup and hairstyling went to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which I predicted correctly because they made Viola Davis look pretty ugly in that movie and gave her a fat suit and gave her some makeup on her face to make her face look bigger. And she's sweaty. She looks sweaty all the time in that movie, so I don't know what they did to make her just look so kind of disgustingly sweaty. So I wasn't surprised there. Best visual effects went to Tenet, which I predicted right. I haven't seen Tenet, but from what I've heard, the special effects are pretty amazing. So I was kind of like, that seems like the kind of movie that would win it. And it was the only maybe 2 Oscar nominations that Tenet got, so it made sense. Let's go to adapted screenplay. Like I said, I missed both screenplays. Went to The Father. I predicted Nomadland. A little surprised there because I knew Nomadland was going to win Best Picture, so I figured they'd probably usually they. It seems like a lot of times Best Picture gets a screenplay, not or wins screenplay. It's pretty common. So, and I didn't know if any of these nominees were, you know, a front runner in this category. So I was kind of surprised. I didn't know The Father was going to do that well. I mean, Father did pretty well, Best Actor, Best Screenplay. So they definitely really liked The Father. Then original screenplay went to Promising Young Woman. I predicted Trial of Chicago 7. Like I said, I thought they'd give something to Trial of Chicago 7. So, but instead they get Promising Young Woman. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Promising Young Woman. Haven't seen it. I guess critics like it quite a bit. Like the performance of Carey Mulligan. So I didn't know the screenplay was so well liked, I guess. So I totally missed that one. But I didn't know much about a lot of these screenplays. I just assumed Trial of Chicago 7 because Aaron Sorkin wrote it. Aaron Sorkin's very well liked in the Academy, very well overall. Is known for a great screenplay writer. So that was just my guess, but I didn't know for sure. Best original score went to Soul, which I predicted right. It just again, I didn't really know who was going to win that. Just my best guess was Soul is about a movie about music. So usually, if you make a movie about music, you have a good chance of winning. You know. It's like if you have a movie that's about costume design, you win Best Costume. It's that kind of thing. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, and John Batiste were the three that won there. Trent Reznor, he's won before, I believe, for Social Network. He's a guy, it seems like his name comes up quite a bit. He was even nominated for Mank also, so, and Atticus Ross was too, so they both must work together on that. John Batiste, what did I hear about him? It was interesting, like where he came from and coming up and winning this Oscar is kind of interesting. But now I'm forgetting what his story was. Best original song went to Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah. Music by Her and Ernst Emil II, which I never heard of her. I don't know much about that. I think I saw her sing, so it's a female singer. Maybe rap or R&B singer, I'm guessing. This was a surprise. I didn't know anything about any of these nominees really that much, except for Speak Now. From One Night in Miami. It was sung by Leslie Odom Jr., which is really big right now. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for the movie, playing Sam Cooke. He won a Tony not too long ago for Hamilton for Best Actor in a Broadway musical. So I knew he was a really good actor and good singer. So I just assumed Speak Now would be like the perfect. To give Leslie Odom Jr. an Oscar would work really well, I thought, as he wrote and sung the song for the movie. And again, it's a movie about singers, so you think a movie about singers should win Best Song. So I was kind of surprised that didn't win. And it was a good song. I didn't really know much about these songs except for Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. I've seen that. It's on Netflix. It's starring Will Ferrell. I'm forgetting the name of that. Rachel McAdams, I believe, is in it. And it's the song they sing at the end of the movie. I've seen the movie. I've heard the song. I don't remember the song, though. But I love the fact that got nominated just because of the Will Ferrell movie. But this year, for the Best Song, they had a pre-recorded singing. They had the people singing it pre-recorded on the roof of this building. And they played it before the Oscar ceremony, so you got to see all the nominees, right before, so you kind of knew what the songs were. And I didn't actually listen to it until after the Oscars, and then I looked up the YouTube videos, and most of them are pretty good. Speak Now I thought was really good. Like, I'd never heard these songs before, so this was my first time with these songs, and I was like, yeah, Speak Now was pretty good. I thought that probably could have won. Husavik maybe was my favorite, though. The performance was absolutely amazing, and I really liked that song. I thought, man, I would love that to win. Out of the five, the song that I thought was the worst, and I thought, well, this song definitely won't win, was Fight for You. I thought, well, Fight for You wasn't that good of a song. This definitely won't win, and it won. So the song that I thought was the worst of the five won the Oscar, of course. That's how it works. The one that you don't like usually wins. And that happens a lot. There's always a song that I love, original song that I absolutely love, and thinking, well, this is definitely going to win. This is definitely the best one. And it goes to some other song I never heard of, and I'm always like, I don't know why they have a hard time getting the song right. But yeah, so I got that one wrong. Um, then we got Best Picture. As we know, Nomadland. I've been talking about one Best Picture, and I predicted that. It's been winning all the awards. I don't know why. It's such a terrible movie. I already talked about Woman Crafting a Bucket. It's just, why would that be a Best Picture? I don't understand. But I haven't really seen many of these movies, so it's hard to really talk about. It's been such a bad year for movies for me. I haven't really been into watching any movies. I didn't see any in the movie theater, so only streaming for me right now. Uh, so not much to say about Nomadland. I've already said. So we got I only got a couple left, I think. Yeah, I got two left. Production design went to Mank, which I predicted. Like I said, I didn't know who was going to win that. I just thought, well, Mank is probably going to win something in here, so I just made a wild guess there and got it right. The best sound went to Sound of Metal, which I predicted, and I think everybody predicted. Again, like I said, it's a movie about someone losing their hearing. It's about sound. Sound is a huge part of that movie. So of course, a movie where sound is a huge part of the movie is going to win best sound. That's just common sense there. But anyway, so that's the last one. Uh, so that's the last video I'm gonna do on the Academy Awards. There's not much to say there except what a disappointing award show. Maybe one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. Like I did a whole video on it. It's just, I don't think anybody cares about these movies. It'd be great if they can get back to getting some really good movies out there that people like and that critics like. It's hard to do. If you can do it though, that's what's gonna make the Academy Awards better. So anyway, that's my video on the predictions of the 2021 Academy Awards. Yeah, comment on what you thought about it. If you made any predictions or you just didn't care. I know I get a lot of the comments. I just didn't care, but if you have anything to say, I love reading the comments, and I just really appreciate everybody that subscribed to the channel. And I thank you a lot, and have a nice day.